Um, this week is better than last week. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm feeling good. Energy is good.
I feel
That's
that.
all.
Jay, how you feeling, brother?
I'm
I'm
kind of
feeling all
frozen on
right.
the screen.
I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling blessed, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like today was kind of tough, but overall blessed, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much stuff that people don't realize that we go through as regular people. When I say that, human beings, shout out to everybody tuning in. I feel like it's the little things sometimes that a lot of people don't see. We hide it very well. We call it a mask, and we wear
Mm-hmm.
it very nice. But this is a part of my wellness check, and it's a great segue. Um, I don't know. Do y'all feel like it's good to go on through your daily without getting the stress out? Like, however we do that. But what do y'all think about? I'm gonna start with Tiff. How you feel about holding on to stress and going throughout your daily biz, like that?
It's not good at all. And it's what you call toxic positivity. Okay. To pretend that
Mm-hmm.
everything is okay when it's really not. I mean, the same
Right.
way, you have to process shit. You eat food, you digest it, you got to shit it out. Same
Right.
thing with negative energy. You have to process it, and then you have to get it out. It has to excrete, or else it's going to be toxicity, and it's going to come out in other ways,
Right.
or you're just going to explode one day. So, you know, I don't want to be the strong black woman no more. I don't want to be the strong black
That's
woman.
real.
Right.
I
That's
want to
real.
feel everything that I'm supposed to feel,
Yeah.
and get through it and move on. I don't want to be the strong black woman. That's a burden.
It
And
is.
it's a myth.
Yup.
When you say a myth, what you mean? Explain that one.
I mean, we should be able to feel what we feel. We do feel things, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we have our moments of weaknesses, but it has to be done in the dark. It has to be done in private. We're not supposed to let our kids know when we're struggling. We're not supposed to let our jobs know that we don't like what's the microaggressions that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get an angry black woman, not a strong
Right.
black woman, because you're not allowed to express what you're feeling, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I don't want to be that strong black woman,
What you
because
think,
I
Jay?
I feel shit.
Yeah.
I, I feel Tiff on that because as much as and a part of it too, which Tiff I think made a great point is that I'm speaking as a man and from the men's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So many times we just tell ourselves we just gotta tough it out. We'll be all right, or don't vocalize how we feeling or what's going on.
Right.
Just internalize it. Be strong. Suck it up. Like these are all things that we've been taught or and many times felt as though we're supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't allow ourselves to free ourselves or openly discuss the things that are burdening us or that may be weighing us down or that may be getting the best of us at certain times, at certain
Right.
moments. And
Right.
we have to release that. Like Tim said, you got to release it. Like you can't breathe in without breathing out, and you
Right.
can't breathe
Hmm.
out without breathing in.
And even when you work out, you have to let your muscles rest so that they can
Exactly.
repair themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Superman took off his cape at some point, right?
You
So
did.
you can't be caping all the time.
That's a fact.
Shit,
Not
I'm tired.
you know?
That's true. And it's okay to be tired. I think
Hmm.
society for a long time has made us feel as though if you're not being busy all the time or you're not doing the most,
Right.
then you're either being lazy or you're not trying hard enough.
Right.
Hmm.
And I think we have to change that narrative because that's not the case at all. We work hard,
Yep.
responsibilities, parents, coaching,
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities, multiple places. Like, and we have others who we have to provide for, look out for, be at our best for. And if
Mm-hmm.
we're not our best, how can we be our best for them?
Mm-hmm.
And your
And too
mental
many times. No, go ahead, Tiff.
Go ahead,
no,
Tiff.
your mental faculties have to be up to par. Your emotional state has to be up to par, and that in itself is work. So you know what I mean? So you can't be lazy if you still moving through this life with everything that it throws at us, and you're still sane, you're level-headed. That right there is a full-time
Right.
job.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
exercise. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. I think it's crazy too with everything going on is with the Breonna Taylor thing. I know we were talking about it before. You know, one of the officers, I believe, was indicted. So, what you think? What you think of that, Jay? How
It's
you feeling about that?
bullshit. It's bullshit, and I'm angry, and
Right.
I'm hurt, and I'm disappointed because while we all may have felt that this was going to be the case,
Mm-hmm.
that we would not see justice served properly, we still try to tell ourselves, let's hold out that little bit of hope that maybe this time might be the change that Breonna deserved, that
Right.
everyone who passed before her deserved. And
Mm-hmm.
again, we still ain't got it.
I know.
We still ain't got it. And I'm talking about in the judicial system
Yeah.
because we need to see real justice.
Real
I
justice,
don't,
not that indict them and then they get off. We need to follow them.
and my thing is, they know how to do and follow every extent of due process and follow everything to the quote unquote letter of the law conveniently.
Conveniently. That's the key
Conveniently
word. Yeah.
when it works
Yep.
for them.
Mm-hmm.
But when we see them murder an innocent woman that was sleeping,
Sleeping.
we gotta understand how impactful that is. And
Yeah.
I know to speak on it, I can't speak to it for Black women, but imagine how a Black woman feels if she can't even rest.
Facts.
Like she can't even rest without
You ain't
potentially
lying.
losing her life or something tragic happening. This is insane. This is insane. This is not acceptable. And it's
Yep.
not okay. And we don't have to be okay, people.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's getting to a point too, um, like you said, you can't even be running. How about you can't even be running outside during the day?
You can't even be eating ice cream in your house,
No.
watching
Selling
TV.
something, some sort of snacks without motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Well, this is why this is like the verdict for this case just shows you how the media is so full of shit,
Right.
right? And this is why you got to think for yourself and look past all the other shit. You know, the
Yep.
obvious things that's going on, right? What they try to let us know. So I say that to say they in the midst of a whole pandemic, they allowed us to protest for Black Lives Matter for
Mm-hmm.
George Floyd, right? They
Yep.
allowed us to paint Black Lives Matter on the streets as if we didn't create graffiti. We can do that shit anyway. We don't
Right.
need permission to do that.
Thank you.
We could
Exactly.
do that, right? So they make it seem like, oh, we're going to take a stand. We're going to, this is justice and this was wrong what they did to George Floyd. They made that the biggest story ever during
Yeah.
the pandemic, while all of these celebrities and elites are on trial, right?
Yeah.
So all a distraction. And then here we go with Breonna Taylor, no justice is served.
Yeah.
They're telling us that we are stupid.
Yeah.
You're stupid. Okay?
Yep.
You're stupid. We can give you anything we want. We can dish you any kind of bullshit. We can allow you to march when that is your right. We can tell you have to wear a mask until we feel like telling you you don't have to wear a mask
Exactly.
again. But you can protest with thousands. But small businesses got to be closed. But
Mm-hmm.
Walmart is open. All of this shit that don't make no sense. But you have people that have lost family members, so they say, to COVID. So you got people fearful, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but it's a complete smack in the face when Breonna Taylor's case unfolds like this.
It ain't right.
It's-
It doesn't feel
It's
right.
disrespectful and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the problem. It is disrespectful. And what happens is that too many times they're trying to silence our voices.
Oh yeah.
That's what the mask is. That's indicative to your silence. Shut the fuck up and don't be an individual. Just wear this mask. Everybody look alike. You walk the same. It's programming. It's social engineering.
Yes.
So it's a bunch of bullshit. That's why I don't wear the mask if I don't have to.
You ain't lying.
And I'm gonna tell you this much though. What we have to realize is that they sprinkle in enough truth with their bullshit to try to throw you in 8 different directions.
But it's up to you, because they have to give you the truth. They have to. But it's up to you to decipher what you got to take the meat and throw away the bone. Everybody is not thinking that way because most people are following instructions. Most people are following the leader. Everybody's not a leader. A lot of people are followers. There's more followers than there are leaders.
And to that point, Tiff, you're absolutely right. And it goes further into doing our due diligence.
Right.
I was having this discussion with my god sister the other day, and I said, I get frustrated when I hear so many people talking about how important voting is now.
Mm-hmm.
We needed that same, as important as voting is, we need that same energy.
Yes, we do.
In midterm elections.
Yep.
We need that same energy in local elections.
Yep.
I said, what has to happen, and as much as we've been taught this, is that it's a reflection on our school systems and what they do or don't want us to know. Because the fact that so many people don't know the amount of years, and the system was set up this way on purpose to keep people in place for as long as they want to.
Oh, of course.
To have representatives in Congress, in the House, only serve every 2 years. They vote on bills first. To have senators for 6 years, and then have presidents and mayors and governors for only 4. Like, to split up how much
they get to stay in there so long. I don't understand that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I feel like it's important in November. I know we all political and we serious with it. I feel like we need to get out and vote. Like, it's something that we can't sit around here and talk about it. We got to, talk about it, be about it. Y'all know that term. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. I just feel like, what can we do to further make more folks aware that it's important for us to get out there and vote besides, using social media? I feel like I'm about to start doing some campaigns. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what will get people to urge people to vote and to understand the importance of voting is when our politicians are not jokes. We don't really have good choices. So it's like, okay, what?
But Tiff, Tiff, in a national perspective, we don't. But you know what also has to happen too is that locally we have to hold these people accountable. Like, we always say vote, 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 vote. But once they in, it's quiet. We have no energy for what it is, and we're not keeping them accountable, and we're not putting their flame to the fire. Like, we got to put them to the fire. They got to feel heat. Like, listen, if I help get you somewhere and I pay my taxes to make sure that things are happening a certain way, and that helps offset your salary, then you're going to sit here and listen to what the hell I got to say. Mm-hmm. If that means I need damn Bruckner Expressway to not have construction on it, because it's had construction on it.
Hold
My
on,
entire
hold on, hold on.
Forever.
Don't
Forever.
disrespect the Bruckner Expressway.
He fixing.
No, the Bruckner Expressway disrespects my car. How about that?
Forever. And I pay
Somebody
my
said
tax.
word. Somebody said word on the Facebook check. And shout out to everybody on the Afterthought podcast checking. I appreciate y'all. No, we not disrespecting. The Bruckner is very disrespectful. They need to continue to do work and put more money into
No,
it.
they need to do work and get it over with. Like, complete the whole thing. Get it done.
Word. It's crazy
Right,
though.
that's
I mean,
like Mike Epps said. What did he say about the black guy get a job working the wall? Like he been building the wall for years.
but I've been up here about what, like 13 years? 13 years? Right? So I got my son up here. I got my son up here and shit. Shout out to Mike Epps. One of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, that's one of my
you
favorites.
know,
Yeah.
it's about to get cold, y'all. And before we get our first guest on in a few minutes, you know, the game is about to change. You know, we've been outside, you know, we've been, you know, in these little pockets of space in different boroughs in New York. I performed in a bunch of outdoor shows. Shout out to Eva Evans. She's putting on a dope production out there in Brooklyn.
Shout out to Eva.
Shout
she
out
did
to
something
Eva.
dope for the community. I seen that.
Yes.
Big up to Eva.
My guy K Smith, he's doing something at Now and Then out in Brooklyn. Another dope spot. So, you know, everybody's doing it, but I just feel like it's about to get cold. And I don't know if heated tents is going to be the answer. I don't know if the ventilation is going to be right with the hot air and people's breath and the COVID. I'm not sure if that's a great mixture. But I do know that you're going to have to pivot as a comedy producer. And we're going to get to that a little bit later. But our first guest is in the building. I don't have the sound effects like Funk Flex does, but what we're going to do is we're going to show her our Afterthought podcast warm welcome. Let's start clapping right now. Live at the Afterthought podcast, our first guest for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, start clapping right now as she makes her way into the studio, the virtual studio that is. There she goes. She's
Hello,
coming in
guys.
there. Miss Avery Watson.
Yes. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
What is going on? I see you look in the face. I see the melanin is popping. Your smile is on point. No, she didn't pay me to do that, y'all. I just want to make sure we big it up. We big up our queens.
Queen.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you kicking it with us. So let's get right into it. I've known you for a while. JP knows you. Tiff is getting to know you as well here on Afterthought Podcast.
How are you?
Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into some questions and get to know you, sis.
Sure. So my name is Avery, Miss Artistry Watson, CEO of Multi Artistry Entertainment. I am a publicist, digital strategist, educator, and dance and arts specialist. So outside of just entrepreneurship, I'm all about my hobbies, which is dance and creating music, creating anything.
Yes.
All about creating anything that just gives us an opportunity to express ourselves. So that's why my company is Multi Artistry Entertainment. All of my clients, I hope that they can make use of all of their skills and all of their assets to bring it to the entertainment industry. So this is why, you know, I'm here. I'm here to help artists. I'm here to help athletes. I'm here to help anybody that needs publicizing and as well as in digital marketing, brands, and everything.
That is, you just do it all, sis. And I've known you, I mean, you know, me doing shows at Harlem Nights and producing and doing comedy and making my way up the ladder. I've gotten to know you and you're dope. You know, first of all, she's a Bronx native. Shout out to the Bronx.
That's
BX all day. BX all day.
Yes, BX all day. BX
but yeah, I want to open it up to y'all. Anybody want to start it off with a question? Anything y'all want to ask her to help the fans so we can get to know her a
ask
little
y'all a
bit?
question?
Of course.
Yeah.
Hold on. How are y'all feeling today? How was the pandemic doing? Like, how are you guys getting through this? And like, how's it going? First of all, let's open it up. How y'all doing?
I'm gonna start it off by saying I'm doing well, and I appreciate that. You know, a lot of times, you know, we all checking on everybody else. But I'm good. I'm well. I think this is a gift and a curse, depending on, because I want to be sensitive to the fact that a lot of people have been lost during the COVID and the pandemic. But there's a lot of creativity. There's been a lot of opportunity for us as creatives, entrepreneurs. So I've been well in that, staying sharp for the last couple of months. So I can't complain. What about y'all?
Me, I'm doing much better than I was earlier. Everything changes from week to week. I work in the healthcare field, so it's constantly changing. So that can be a little bit stressful. But what I do appreciate is that I get to spend more time with my daughter now. We have a great relationship, but when you're constantly working, you're just working to take care of things. But the quality time that I get to spend with my daughter now is, I'm thankful for that.
Word.
And that I'm more aware now. I'm paying more attention to things that I wasn't paying attention to before.
Right.
Taken for granted before. You know what I mean? So it's a gift and a curse, because now it's like, okay, sometimes ignorance is bliss. I just don't want to know none of this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly.
Now I've been feeling good. Finally back to the office. It's an adjustment, because like Avery knows, like I'll be so busy. I work here, coach here, brunch here, this here, that there. Like to then have everything just stop. It really, really, really made me, I guess, a little bit more reflective. Like it's not like I took all my blessings for granted. I never do. Yeah. But I think it made me more reflective and more aware that there's still other things that I'm capable of. Other things, other places where I can use my talents and maximize them. Be more creative, sharpen my skills in certain aspects, so that when I get back out there doing what I got to do, I'm like on it.
Exactly. You ready.
And so
sharpening all your skills.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you asking. And I wanna ask you this question, because probably right before everything got shut down, I was with Avery when she was being recognized at a women, like a women who are dope in brunch.
Talk about it.
Yes, I remember.
And we was in it's like 3 people from the Bronx out there. But shout to my girl Lauren, shout to the whole team out there who put on a phenomenal event. Avery can talk to you about it more. I just want to give you your flowers and tell you it's good to see that the real people here in the streets are recognizing. Oh yeah, you got your flowers too.
We got flowers on deck.
Yeah.
And I want to give you guys your flowers for always just putting out good content. And Joe, like, you're a Cancer like me. Sometimes we just got to take our time and do it right the way we want to do it. Like, and I respect what you're doing and I love it. I'm a Cancer. You know how we vibe.
Day apart. She's the 6th. I'm the 5th, people.
I'm the 6th.
Oh, okay.
So,
I got all these Cancers around me.
Yeah, so I understand your process. I understand what you guys are doing. Shout out to JP. So it was great that 2 people that I just genuinely just was rocking with. And I didn't work with y'all. Like, you guys, we just knew each other, So it's good to know that we can just have normal conversation and work conversation and just mesh. So shout out to you guys for doing what y'all doing.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate that.
How are you feeling?
Sharp? Yeah, how you feeling? How you been staying sharp, Avery?
So how I've been staying sharp, I've been reading a lot of, doing a lot of audibles, not reading, listening, a lot of audible stuff. And my main book that changed me throughout the whole COVID was a book by Grant Cardone, which is called 10X. This book changed my whole entire life. I was referred by one of my clients at the time, and he said, Avery, like, this book is the book that will change your life. Trust me. And I'm like, okay. He said, it's about going 10 times harder. It's about really working yourself to the max and not burning yourself, but remembering that you are your own enemy. Like, you are your own worst critic. You can self-sabotage something before it starts, or you're not taking the time out to say, this is how I'm gonna plan out things, and that's just it. And not putting your foot down on things. So in terms of business and where we are now, we're all kind of tapping into entrepreneurship at the same time, because we're all picking up little skills here and there. That book will help you be able to understand that you have to mesh work-life balance, spirituality, all in one in order to really feel that success. And that is what I loved about the book, because he definitely discussed his wife and his relationship with his wife and how his wife helped him. You know what I mean? He's like, I wasn't all that I wanted to be, but she was there and she got me, you know, she got me through it. And in that process, my kids helped me this way. And basically he's helping people to look at life in a different perspective, rather than saying, my wife is annoying, my fucking kids. Like, you know, it's a way to kind of take the energy around you and fuel it back in. So, and then put that into work. So I love the book, 10 times, 10X by Grant Cardone. You want to work on a 10X level always. So what happens is, if you're not around people that's working on 10X level, they're not like-minded people. So you know how we working in group projects and you're that person at the group that always gets shit done? But if you're that person at the group, you're the one that's getting things done. You're vocal. You're like, that don't make sense. If you're that type of person, that is 10X. You get what I'm saying?
It makes sense, though.
You understand and know what you're capable of, and you know what you're going to do when you get into that space. And that's understanding where you are and working at 10X level. So that book motivated me to get through COVID, pick up clients, push myself to limits I never, did before. Even my clients pushing me even through COVID. So, I mean, how I got through COVID was that book, 10X. Of course, dancing got me through COVID, like, a little bit of working out. And outside of that, losing my 30 pounds in COVID, that totally helped me.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
You lost the 30
back.
pounds. I'm gaining it.
I know what I'm doing now.
So I gained a little bit back.
But I'll be all right. But the point is, that book and everything else after that kind of just led me to being a better woman. Like I'm such a better woman at this point in my life. And I'm so happy to know that I can say no to people. Like,
yes. And it's okay.
To that point,
when you are a prisoner to your own work, that's when you just lose it. It's times that I lost it. There's times that I lost that work, But
to that point, Avery, I don't think a lot of people, not trying to be funny, but they could Google you and see things that you've done, or look on your social media pages and see you with a who's who of people in entertainment. Yeah. Yet I still see you with the ear to the streets, like a pulse of what's going on, making sure that people who may not necessarily have the voice, or people who may not think that this artist, this individual's spoken word, or this individual's talent can and should be recognized, but you see it, help author it, and build it up. That's something that's not easy, and it's very giving. And where do you think you got that from, or where did that come from, that desire to really want to give, to help others reach their dreams and
I think it's
put them out there in the light so that their light can shine and help others?
You know what, to answer your question, I think what happened is, for me, my overall reasoning of getting in the industry or getting in the music entertainment business was to be an artist myself, which is why my Instagram is Miss Artistry, Avery Miss Artistry. So meaning that my company, Multi Artistry Entertainment, represents me first, because I'm selling the brand in order to get customers. And I am the brand that kind of gets the customers. So me knowing that and understanding that, I did not have anybody that wanted to represent me growing up as a plus-size dancer, singer, pianist, violinist, step dancer, cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? I did everything growing up. And my family supported me because that's why I was in there. But at the same exact time, support and professional support and professional critique and professional mindset, our family is taking me to extracurricular to make sure I'm not doing. Like, do something, girl. You know, so that's
right.
versus, oh my God, I see something. Let's hone it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did not have that. Not saying that my family didn't want to, but again, we're in a world where at the time, I'm 31 now. At that time, there weren't much plus size women dancing around doing much. And if there were, it was a little few, and maybe Beyonce was the first person to really put a plus size girl on the map for green light.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's been doing amazing work as a plus size dancer, hitting all the major TV shows. But again, is she a big celebrity?
Yeah.
Right.
Who she is. The Oprahs and the Moniques, etc. They're great.
Yeah.
You know, thank God we got Oprah, who's a billionaire. She never changed her look. So
Right.
Oprah is one of my influences because she never changed her look. So that picture of me and Oprah on my Instagram was very important to me because she did not change her look.
Right.
For nobody, excuse me. So, so she is an inspiration in that sense in terms of the professional fashion look of a brand and keeping myself in that way and being very critical of people. Like, I like that about Oprah. In regards to Monique was always very comical and fearless. So I grew up watching Monique, and that was my person, my go-to person, because she had personality.
That's one of my favorite comics. Yeah, she's dope.
She has great comedy. So it is different plus size women, Queen Latifah, etc. But nobody actually showed like that beauty. There's many beautiful plus size models out there.
Right. But like you said, to display it like that, I got a question because I know you deal with a lot in this industry that doesn't get seen. A lot of stuff you know that we put out, a lot of times it's the good stuff. But I want to talk about, you know me, I want to talk about some of the shit you deal with, not only as a business, an entrepreneur, but a woman in the industry. Talk to some of the stuff you deal with that people may not see that you go through on the daily or, you know, basis in the industry.
I mean, overall underestimation.
Right.
Overestimation. I am very, how could I say, I'm down to earth, girl next door, but also serious. This is what we're doing. Okay. So sometimes I've learned that my boundaries and my guards was down. And with that being said, that allow people in closer to manipulate. So as anybody, women or men, you will have people that are just ultimately easy. It's easy for them to manipulate. It's very easy. For some people it comes easy. So you can't put it past nobody. So I would say for me, I think manipulation has been an ongoing issue.
Right.
All can say we can experience because there's so many clout chasers. On top of clout, we can say there's so many people that want this dream. You know, the dream is to be sold, not told. So we have all these people ready to eat at you or whatever because they want to be lit. They want to be the next best thing. So for me, it's a total mental breakdown that I can go through if a client doesn't get a certain press, media, or a target that we decided to set out for us, and we don't get that. The artist gets down on themselves, like, I'm not a good artist or I'm not a good rapper.
Yeah.
They don't like me. Then I'm like, oh my God, am I not a good publicist because the media outlets, they're not liking me and my client? Like, there's a lot of mental, if you're not strong, there's a lot of mental that you can go through and you can feel like you're not good enough to finish the task or to meet your goals or reach these goals or push your client to the point where you can say, I don't even got to do much. You can just post whatever. We're going viral in Shade Room. But that's not
Tiff, I'm coming to you in a second. I got a question for Avery on the Facebook check-in. Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Kelly Robinson, Ken Black. This is the Afterthought Podcast Live. The question from my dude, Ken Black, OG in the game, phenomenal comedian. He goes, digitaling and branding can be do it yourself. What do you do to convince a potential client they should go with you? So pretty much, to paraphrase it, what do you do to get a client or get them to kind of persuade them?
It's really simple psychology. You always ask them a question first. Have you had a publicist before? that right there, and determine how the conversation is going to go.
Right.
Because
Right.
the person might say no, then I know I got the upper hand. Person might say yes. Oh, really? What did you see that went wrong with your campaign before? Or what do you want to do differently this time around?
Mm.
And then what happens is
Giving the gems out right now.
What happens is it pushes them to either tell you what they want, and from you understanding what they want, you know what to give. Simple as that. And if you're not giving what they want, nobody's gonna buy. It doesn't matter who it is. If you don't want that milk, you're not gonna buy that milk. Like if that's not the milk you want at the shelf, you're not gonna buy it. It doesn't matter.
Right. Right.
You feel me? So
Right.
either way, real life marketing is word of mouth, and those were always the best referrals and the top paying clients.
Tiff, get in here, Tiff. Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Go ahead, Tiff.
So I have a question. You mentioned that you have all of these talents. You play a violin, you dance, you do all of this stuff. How did that affect you mentally growing up, knowing that you had all of these skill sets and you did not fit the part?
Good question.
I noticed that I did not stick with one thing all the way through because I had support. So I think the reason why I am so supportive of others is because I did not have that. And which is why I'm a voice for others. I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah.
No, you did.
Yeah, so I think that with me having all these skills, etc., it don't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all because I know that I'm dealing with a young female singer. She's 6 years old or whatever the case may be. If she might be a better piano player than me. She might be a really great pianist. You know what I mean? But again, if I at least know what she's doing, she's gonna respect that.
Yeah.
Because we can have these conversations. You know
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's just like if I had a rapper who was just like, yo, like Avery, like I don't understand like how to switch the words up. Like how you think, all right, come on, I'm gonna arrange it for you. Let's arrange that. I could If a producer's like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I hear something. I'm like, move that over. Cause I
Yeah.
You know, we all did Pro Tools and in our school, in my department, we had to do Pro Tools and Final Cut. We had to learn these things in order to graduate. So people don't respect a degree. It really upsets me. For those people who actually went to school for what they went to school for, it upsets me.
Right.
Because we set out an intention to be certified.
Yeah.
So when you have people that's like, oh, I'm a self-taught this, I'm a self-taught that, that's great. I was self-taught as well, but I also was trained.
Right.
So,
you know, it makes me.
Go
ahead, Tiff.
What do you tell a client? You being a publicist and you've been, in the industry for a long time, you know what works and you know what's not going to work. What do you tell a client that is like, has the talent, but is not marketable? What do you tell that client?
Let's do a photo shoot. Simple as that. Because what I have in my mind for you, you don't have for you. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
All right, my job. We're gonna do a new photo shoot.
Yeah.
You don't have a budget for the stylist? Well, what items do you have? That's the same old look. That won't work. You need to hire a stylist.
Yeah.
I have a cheaper stylist option for you. She can pull the clothes for you. It's literally, my job requires me actually really, really talking to people. And with me negotiating that, sometimes clients don't realize after I'm done doing all that talking, I need to stop. I need to cut it off. Stop talking to you so that I can be back over here.
Yep.
I can't keep talking to you all day thinking that I'm changing something for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's a balance.
It's a balance. I want to ask you this. I got this one, and I want to leave one more, and then we're gonna talk about how we can support you and following what you got coming up. There's young women in the game like yourself. Somewhere right now, some little queen is in her room, setting up, planning, organizing to do what you're doing right now. What do you have to say to the future of, you know, young girls like yourself that want to be entrepreneurs, businesswomen, publicists, maybe, that maybe information you didn't get when you started, that maybe you could save, or you could drop a gem right now?
So one thing I can say is, one, always remember that closed mouths don't get fed.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't mean be a bum either. That doesn't mean beg.
Right.
So there is a balance of how you do things, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about remembering, why are you doing this? And that's what's going to always help you stay grounded, if you understand why you're doing this. Because sometimes we can get caught up and, you know, we got these stories about women in the entertainment industry who are BITCHs or whatever the case, you know, all these different things. PR,
Right.
whatever the case, whatever little words, you know.
You 100% right, sis.
You know, issues that we may face with different people. But again, you're going to control you and what you want to do. So that's all I want to say is make sure you join organizations, women organizations. I'm a part of an organization called WEEN, Women in Entertainment Empowerment Networks, which is founded by Valisa Butterfield, who was a diversity inclusions rep for Grammys and previously Google. That was my mentor, Sabrina Thompson, various other women. And they all pretty much helped me over the course of 10 years in my industry experience. I started out in 2010. I joined that organization in 2011. We were the first group or class a part of that organization. It was 40 of us, and all of us are doing well. Someone, you know, everybody's doing well. And that's 40 core people that's in my corner regardless, in the industry.
I read in your bio that you was, were you in the Sister Soldier mentorship program as a young girl?
Yeah, so Sister Soldier.
Tell me about that. That's dope.
So, yeah, this is great. So Diddy had a program called Daddy's House Charities. And Daddy's House Charities was pretty much a youth program, helping you out with tutoring, with your homework, and then, of course, like creative writing, whatever. So we had an English course, which ended up being Sister Soldier as the teacher.
I would love to sit in a room with Sister Soldier. And just
I would too.
That's how you know you're supposed to be who you are. Because I'm thinking it back. I'm gonna do some action. I remember walking in.
We got you on spotlight too, sis. So work it. Go ahead.
I was 9. I remember walking in the class like, oh, Sister Soldier. with my midnight book. And I'm 9 years old. What are you reading midnight for?
Yeah, coldest one ever.
midnight was everything, girl.
Oh, snap.
But I was sitting in the front, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But people got to realize, if you are bold, don't sit in the back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if Sister Soldier don't speak to me today, but I know later on in life, if I do meet her, she's going to remember that
Of course.
girl in front.
Yeah.
Relationships are everything.
And
They are.
one last thing. I had a relationship in the industry with a previous love, and me and this person literally shared the same name. I'm dropping some y'all. And when I tell you, I thought
You see how I turned my neck, y'all? Like,
this was going to be the power couple.
I pour some more Jack on that one.
And he's from the Bronx too, okay? On top of
God.
The plot thickens. Oh,
we were supposed to be the power couple.
same name. 2 different people, same name.
We were supposed to be the Averys, okay? That was a situation. But guess what? Don't rely on no man for anything. I didn't rely on him for anything. I still worked. I had my own programs and things I was a part of that he didn't have anything to do with. But what I want to say is that sometimes the idea of the power couple relationship isn't really real right now in 2020.
Right.
Men are competing with women. So I want to say, if you see a man competing with you, don't back down.
Right.
Don't back down. Why? Because there's other women after you that need to get in. Don't back down.
Yeah.
I had moments where I thought I was defeated. I'm like, wait, what? I forget who I am?
Get in your bag, sis.
I I was a part of the culture. Like I was in the Aunt Jackie video dancing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was on One in the Park with Soulja Boy. Like I Soulja Boy was my first talent. I walked in 2010, and look where. You know, so it's like for me, I'm getting goosebumps right now because
That's
people
real.
try to tear you down and make you forget everything you worked for. Don't ever do that for nobody. No man, no family, no sisters. And this right here, dedicated to my artist that passed away. I came into 2020 with an artist dying. Okay, he died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Raja.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Raja.
My story is not finished. My story is not finished.
Nope. You on your journey, sis.
There's more to this. There's more to my story. And I want to tell you guys, just fight against anybody that thinks that it can take something from you that you earned for yourself. So with this quote, I ended with this. Okay, Roger said, blossom into who you are meant to be, not who they want you to be. And this is an Indian guy in Africa. Just so y'all know. I would think people
powerful, sis.
Our cultures are not respecting us.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You know that, Avery.
Yeah, that's dope.
And what I did for everybody on the Facebook, on the check-in, I put, your link to follow you, get to know you more. You know, I know the one that you sent me before the show and everything. So I posted it. I put your Instagram on there. Please, please, please follow her. Get to know her. She's out here. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying? You just got to look. You know what I'm saying? You just got to look.
For those that don't know what I do or probably didn't understand, there was a lot going on in this call. I mean, you know, with this interview.
Right.
But I am a publicist, which means I get artists exposure in news, press, media field. I get them in Hip Hop DX, Hot New Hip Hop, TMZ, New York Times, Amsterdam News, Revolt TV, BET.com, etc. So
shit, I need to holler at you. I need to.
Yeah.
Just give me one of those. God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
I want to help people out with Instagram consultation, helping them with their social media and getting their brands into possibly get to the blue check as well. And also, I get artists music videos on BET Jams, on different channels and networks. And I represent Ron Suno. I represent Papier. Papier is the producer of Broken a Minute and Jerry Sprunger. I represent B-Rax. B-Rax is known for Yes Indeed with Little Baby and Drake, and Little Tekka Dolly with Little Uzi. So I have major multi-platinum producers a part of my roster right now.
Yes.
I'm in Atlanta right now.
Say it with your chest, Avery. Say it with your chest, man.
Avery, before I get you out of here, follow her at Avery Miss Artistry on Instagram. I got her link in there. I'm gonna be in Atlanta next month, Miss Avery. I'm gonna be doing Uptown Comedy Corner 4 shows, the 23rd and the 24th, with a bunch of comedians from Def Comedy Jam. So I need you, if you are in the area, come on down. I got you, so I can get you.
23rd is my artist showcase that day. So I'll definitely be able to do the 24th. And
I got you. ATL, baby. ATL, baby.
New York invades ATL. It's happening October 10th.
Nice.
We already got brunches, parties, everything already done. At Earl the Pearl is the promoter. We got so many dope DJs already. So many the DJs in the back.
Don't forget me.
He July 6th too. He lit. So
Cancer, what up?
But also, I got DJ Booth too as a client, you guys.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Booth. I used to download shit off his website. Shout out to DJ Booth.
Shout out DJ Booth. We coming back. They're not ready for us over there at the other side.
Listen, I appreciate you.
I have some great clients, some good things I'm doing. I'm open to mentorship to those that are hungry. I'm looking for interns. I am based in New York.
I was going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you to do that, do mentorship.
Yes, it's hard. It's the hardest thing to do because I empath. So I feel like going through something, and if I can't help you, I feel like, damn, yo.
Yeah.
Help out.
I know.
Sometimes I got to scale back on how I share my energy because I really am a genuine person.
Yeah.
But I get a certain mass sometimes. So it's a balance, but mentorship is not easy. But anybody that like worked with me previously or whatever, They're all doing their own thing, free. I don't hold nobody to nothing. I want you to live your dream.
Yep.
If your dream is not to assist somebody the right way, you are not an assistant for me.
Yeah.
There it is. And listen, on that note, give her a round of applause. Facebook Live, Afterthought Podcast. I appreciate you because not only you a sister doing it, but you're a powerful sister doing it.
Yeah.
Follow her, show her some love. We got to get our next guest on here, but we're gonna bring you back, Avery. So you already know what it is.
Well,
Be safe. Yeah, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Don't forget, Ron Suno is the creator of the Hip Hop Harry Challenge. Who's next? That's my client. So anybody that wants to book Hip Hop Harry, that can contact me. I got Hip Hop Harry ready to go.
There it is.
So, who's next?
Who's next?
She's next.
Thank you, Avery.
thank you, Avery.
All right. Appreciate you, Avery. Bye, darling. That's right, y'all. Avery, Miss Artistry. Make sure y'all follow her on the gram. Shout out to her one more time. I wish I had my sound effects so I can do my.
So it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have good people to surround yourself with. Good people to call friends. She's definitely one of those people for sure. Salute to her. I'm excited for our next guest too, Joe.
Listen, let me tell you something. How many black comedy club owners do you know?
Yes, I don't know.
I'm gonna spotlight this. I'm gonna put the face on. How many black comedy club owners do y'all know? Facebook Afterthought Podcast. I can answer that for you. It's not many. It's not that many. It's not, especially on the East Coast where I'm from. I'm in New York, so y'all already know what it is. It's not that many. But how about this? It's a woman, and she's fucking amazing. She goes by the name of Monique Latise, representing Patterson, New Jersey. We're gonna bring her in right now. Start clapping right now. Welcome to the Afterthought Podcast, Miss Monique. Hey.
How are you?
You know, I was just bigging you up before I brought you up. You know, talking my shit. You know what I'm saying?
What you say?
I said, how many black comedy club owners do you know? There's a couple males that I can mention, but how many women comedy club owners do you know? So I pretty much, had to spice it up for you.
Thank you.
How you feeling, baby? How's everything? How's life? How you doing?
I'm going through menopause, so I'm hot.
Ooh.
I tried to wear my jacket.
You gotta tell me what that's like. Shit. When did it start?
Listen, I'm 47. And I think it's starting right about now because I'll be real cold one minute. Next minute, I'm like, nigga. So, I don't know what's going on.
That's crazy. How you been doing? The last I saw you, for those that don't know, she runs the Monique's Comedy Club out in Patterson, New Jersey. And it's an amazing club. And how's the club been doing? I performed there a few weeks ago. It's dope. How's business?
It's crazy because the ship is moving.
Come on now, talk about it.
The ship is finally moving. So I'm really excited about what's happening. I call Monique's Comedy Club the adult Chuck E. Cheese.
That's a good one. Sis.
So because we don't really have a place where we can go to just let our hair down, have fun, off our junk, play games, birthday parties, whatever. So that's what I'm claiming my club as, the adult Chuck E. Cheese. So the celebrations are coming through.
Mm-hmm.
The comedy shows, people are still kind of iffy about coming out to the comedy shows, which I'm trying to.
They'll get there.
Trying to understand what's happening with that, but sometimes you gotta go with the flow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am right now. I'm going with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and I got some dope co-hosts, Tiff Tonto and JP. They've known me for a while. I told them I was getting you on, and they was like, "Yo, we gotta talk to her. We gotta see what's popping." So yeah, get in there, y'all. Feel free to ask her, anything in particular.
So how long have you had the comedy club, and how was it to open up your own comedy club? And are you a comedian as well, right?
Yes, today's my 10th year in comedy.
Yes.
10th year today. Yep.
Wow, congratulations.
It's our anniversary.
Yep. I opened up the club. I opened the doors February 1st, 2020. 6 weeks to the day before the pandemic.
That's some bullshit.
I got the keys December 15th of 2019.
Wow.
So I took 2 months to really, get everything up and running. At my grand opening, I had 600 people.
Wow.
Yep.
600 people at the grand opening. I had one comedy show scheduled. It was so many people lined up in the mall that I had to throw on 2 extra shows with the comedians that just came out to hang out. So I had to throw them some bread, put them on stage, and we ended up doing 3 shows that night.
Wow.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was scary because I had to put my comedy career on hold. I'm doing 7 shows a week. I'm grinding, but it wasn't enough for me. Like I wasn't getting into the doors I needed to get into.
Right.
As a female comedian, I felt like I wasn't like, I'm getting booked, so I'm funny, but I wasn't making enough noise. So, I wasn't really happy. I was actually going to stop comedy last year because I wasn't feeling like I was making an impact. After 9 years, I was like, what am I doing? I'm tired of doing local shows. I'm tired of when people book me, you tell them how much you charge and they like, what does that include? Nigga jokes.
Hey, your face gonna hurt, nigga. Yeah.
That's how you mean it. So
you're gonna need Tylenol in the morning, god damn it.
And then I had trouble getting into the certain clubs because I'm in the comedy game, but I'm a different kind of comedian. Comedians to me are very, very, it's a thirsty industry.
Yep.
Yo, put me on. So, I found that because I'm not that aggressive when it comes to my comedy, I wasn't getting the opportunities that maybe other people were getting.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Monique, the comedian Monique and what she had to say about being a Black woman and not being paid, as she should? That whole controversy.
Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I was riding with her. I'm riding with her when it comes to that because we're definitely underpaid. We definitely get overlooked. We definitely are underbooked. Yeah. I had a show that was booked and the budget was compromised, so they had to cut some comedians. Guess who got cut?
Wow.
The female.
See?
Guess who would have probably bought the heat?
The female.
Female.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that 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 we have to deal with as women in the industry. But then there's one side of me that feels like whatever's meant for you is going to be for you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's not a devil in hell that can stop God's blessing when something is for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So it's about manifesting what you want, and I just decided that I wanted more from the comedy game, so I started manifesting it. Like I'm gonna be on a tour. I'm gonna be traveling state to state. I'm gonna be, open up a couple of different pop-up comedy clubs. Because now when you think of comedy clubs, you think of the traditional Carolines, the Laugh Factory,
Dangerfields, yeah.
Right. But nowadays, especially after Corona, you can really create anything you want.
Amen.
Yeah.
There's no traditional way of living anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
All of our comedy shows were on Zoom. Who would have thought that shit last year?
Right.
And it was existing for a while. It's just a lot of people didn't do it. I jumped on it late because I had you on my panel, so I agree.
I wish I would have bought some. What do you call it?
Stocks
into Zoom when it was.
I did.
I remember when the first time somebody booked me.
Let me get a dollar, Joe.
Word.
The Zoom show. I don't even know. Like I'm a crowd comedian. How am I gonna perform and there's no one there?
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of your energy from the crowd, right?
Yeah.
I got that shit quick though. I got up on.
I'm gonna say this too. You know, not only energy, very witty, knows, you know, life experience. But where do you get your funny from? Who's like somebody in your family that's the funniest to you? Where do you draw from, Mo?
When we get together, we nuts. I've always been a nutcase.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid. I'm not the clown of the family. I'm very quiet actually when I'm like just in my zone. I'm very laid back. I'm not the loud mouth of the family, but I'm the one that looks at the elephant in the room and creates a picture through the elephant.
Yeah.
That's me.
You don't miss shit, pretty much, is what you're saying.
Right. But my whole family's like that. When we're together, we just snapping at each other, you know, and it's all love. It's all, that's why, you know, I would never stand on stage and snap on someone and they not know that it's coming from the heart.
Right.
Yeah. I
hate to see a comedian just dog out a person and it's venom. You can see the smoke coming through.
Steaming.
Yeah.
No, I want to crack on you and you still be like, damn, that girl crazy.
Laugh with you, right? Yeah.
Right. You know, that's who I am. So
go ahead, Jay.
I got a question. So Mo, I want to know if you were hosting your dream lineup in your venue, who are the 5 comedians you want faces on that flyer?
And then who would be the headliner?
And names you want on that flyer.
And who's the headliner? Who's the headliner, like Tiff said?
Yo, that's a great question.
I'm coming to your comedy club, though.
You better come.
No, I will travel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll travel for some comedy.
Tiff is in Syracuse.
Syracuse. That's what a 4-hour drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy Q Brooks from Syracuse. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Q Brooks.
Yeah.
But who's your dream lineup?
That's a good question. So off okay, so for sure, Country Wayne.
Okay.
He's funny.
For sure.
He's stupid.
Country Wayne. Matter of fact, I want to do a Monique, Latise, and Country Wayne show so bad. Let's see who else. Dang, that's a good question.
We put on the spot. You gotta have Monique on it though. You got to.
Monique?
Cat Williams.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I would love Jamie Foxx on the show.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
What I love about Jamie is not only a comedian, Jamie is an entertainer.
Yes.
Right.
So I would love Jamie Foxx on the show. I would love Lunel on the show.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Let's see who else. Oh my goodness. And
Lunel's a killer.
Who?
I said Lunel is a killer.
Yeah,
Lunel. Crazy.
I want her to be my auntie.
her and Hope Flood. Her and Hope Flood.
Yes.
Her and Hope Flood. Oh my goodness, Joe.
I've never seen Hope Flood perform.
Hope is hilarious.
Yes, she is.
Hilarious.
Oh, you know who else I would love on the show? Thea.
Oh, throwback.
Yeah.
Oh,
listen, that show is still fire.
Yeah.
She was just on something.
Yeah, I would love for her to come up and do her thing.
Yeah, Thea had a show. That was on. I'm not sure which channel, but
ABC, I believe, Joe.
Eddie from Family Matters was on there. No, and also the dude who played Michael Jackson.
No, it was Jason Weaver and
Jason
Brandy.
Jason Weaver.
It was Jason Weaver and Brandy, and I think their show used to be on ABC.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember.
That's right.
Yeah, I knew she was. I said
He is a dope ass comedian. I've watched her set before. She got a set on YouTube.
Joe, she just did something on Showtime. She just did something on Showtime, I saw, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might have been something from a few years ago. But,
yeah.
Right before I went back to work, these late nights you up, you channel surfing, I catch her. When I'm telling you, she's sitting in her stool, ripping it, and I did not stop laughing. I was like,
with no bra on, titties everywhere.
None. Yes. None. Just swing.
Oh my
titties
God.
is everywhere. I love it.
With a cigarette in her hand. With
Oh.
a cigarette in her hand. Hilarious. Hilarious.
That's funny. Mo, you know, a lot of people see the glitz and the glamour of having a comedy club, and a lot of people hit you up, like you said earlier in the show. People hitting you up. People don't see the small things that go into it, like something that's not small, like the pandemic has affected you, how you've rebounded back, and like you said, I'm starting to get the shows back, you know, getting certain comedians. But what are the overall things you faced, you know, that people don't see, just trying to establish a comedy club as a woman, you know?
Well, first of all, they don't think, you know, you feel the heat of people not believing it's going to survive. You feel it. It's in the atmosphere. People just don't believe. Like I've had people that say, why are you doing this?
Because motherfuckers like to laugh. That's why.
and you know what?
Like
not only that. If God drops something in your spirit, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
If you're the only one that sees it, then you're the only one that needs to move on it.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I mean? So I just had to believe what I believe. You know, I believe in comedy. It's been good to me. And I believe, you know, because you got to, whenever you make a big decision to like open up a comedy club, starting a new business, you have to check your deposits. How many deposits have you made? And that's a tough question, because sometimes we want to do stuff just because, you know, everybody gonna think I'm popping, so I want to just do it to look good. But at the end of the day, how many deposits have you made into what you're getting ready to do?
Yeah.
So I had to do an inventory of what I'm doing, because the masses kind of made me feel like it was impossible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, first of all, a comedy club in the urban community, that will never survive.
Patterson.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's number one. Number two is getting people from all over to come down and to invest in the comedy club. That's a challenge. I ain't coming to Patterson. I heard too many negative things about Patterson. And then, you know, as a woman, we got to go extra hard. So we just have to go extra hard in anything that we do, anything that we want to accomplish. We have to practically put our foot, elbow, neck, and ass in it.
Yep.
So what helped you stay motivated, you know, after you opened your comedy shop, your comedy club, and then getting all of that feedback, asking you why, and, you know, trying to discourage you, and then COVID-19 hits? What kept you motivated after that?
It's like you meet somebody and you just love them and you don't know why.
That's deep.
It's something that you can't explain. I can't show you. I can't tell you. I just believe in this. I just believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I love to see, you know what really helped me say, girl, you better keep going with this thing. See, bringing other comedians back on stage after 6 months, 7 months, and 2 people in the audience, only 2 people there. But just to see the comedians on stage
being so happy
and performing like they at Madison Square Garden, and knowing that I'm the one that made it possible.
Yep.
Yo, that's
love.
That's everything. Yeah.
That's love, Mo. I gotta give you your flowers for that right now. Like, clap it up for real.
There go your flowers, Mo.
We ain't done with you yet. We still got you for another 10, 15 minutes, but I'm just saying it's important to like you said, be the beacon of light for a lot. I said that to you. You know me. I be dead ass. Like, how we met is crazy. You know, the pandemic has caused us to pivot in so many ways. I've met more people that I've been wanting to work with, like JJ Williamson, Toure, Mo, Monique herself, like, and it's crazy how God has just bring you together, how we do, and then next thing you know, we collaborate, we working together, and we supporting each other. So
it was definitely a blessing. The pandemic was absolutely a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for it. It allowed me to sit down and really reevaluate my business plan.
Yes.
Arrange some things, because when if everything would have kept going, I wouldn't have had time to perfect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
did you need good credit?
Somebody
asked that, so I wanted to get that. That was do you need good credit?
I'm so glad
Yeah, motherfucker, you do.
I'm glad that you asked that question.
No, if you got a 400, you cannot open up a comedy club with a 400 credit score. All right.
But listen to this. I'm so glad that you asked that question, because I'm celebrating 25 years in banking. So in honor of that, I'm going to be doing some online courses I'm going to be offering.
Yes.
One of the courses that I'm going to be offering is going to be called Your Credit Deserves a Second Chance.
Yes.
And I'm going to teach people how to reestablish their credit so that they can open up the business. They can purchase the car. They can get the apartment or the house and just make moves as an adult, because credit runs the world right now.
Yes, it does.
You can't do squat without credit.
Yep.
So I'm going to teach people how to reestablish. You're not going to have to pay anyone. You're not going to have to, do a debt consolidation. I'm going to teach people how to give your credit a second chance.
And credit is important. We ain't talking about, when I say credit, I ain't talking about the cell phone credit. I ain't talking about the car rental. I ain't talking about the car rental, having a credit card. I'm talking about like a 750, 700, something that people will be comfortable with fucking with you to have some business with them. You know what I'm saying? To loan you some money.
Yeah. I want to ask you this, because as a comedian, as someone who is thought of, like, you're very involved in financial literacy, and you're doing this in Patterson. And like you said before, in a place where a lot of people don't necessarily think highly of. We hear all the things that happen in the news. Why do you feel so, like, I asked our previous guest that too. Why is it so important to you to provide this type of awareness and opportunities in your neighborhoods, or to people who may not know, or to people who some may say don't need to know? Like, what inspires you to want to do that? And keep
I love that question.
That's a great question. Number one, I grew up in the inner city. I'm a product of my environment. And we have to educate each other. To me, I feel like, especially in the Black community, everything is a secret.
Yes.
From everything.
Hell yeah.
Child molestation, politics, everything is a secret in the Black community. And it's time for us to uncover the jewels. And because it's power. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So once you know better, you do better.
Most definitely.
My mother say,
raise better children. You're able to, bring kids up being aware. Like, there's some communities that teach their children about finances from birth, but we don't.
Rich dad, poor dad. Yep.
We watch our mothers struggle as a single mother, barely making ends meet. And then we try to figure it out when we're 30 and 40 years old, and it's late.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, encourage people to start educating yourself now.
Yeah.
I've been at my job 25 years. Imagine, somebody get a calculator out for me.
Oh,
I got you. Go ahead. I got you.
25 years at my job. Imagine if I put away $25 per pay. There's 26 paychecks in a year.
Yep.
So 26 times 25 is how much?
$650.
650 times 25.
$16,250.
I will have that just on the side, plus interest. Had somebody taught me the value of saving 25 years ago.
And we don't learn that in the Black community.
At all.
Yeah.
We live paycheck to paycheck in most
Paycheck to
homes.
paycheck.
So there's nothing to save. So you don't even think that $5 makes a difference if you put $5 away every time.
And then we don't teach people that there's other ways to make money. There's so many ways to make money.
Yeah.
It's so many ways to get money, and put that money aside.
Yeah. And like you said we don't teach it, or sometimes we don't have the time to teach it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? We teach our kids. I come from a single mother household. I got an older brother, a younger brother. My mother, I've seen struggle. I talk about it in my comedy. I talk about it when I'm speaking and working with kids. Struggle is real. Like, that's one of the things that inspires me to this day, because I've seen my mother struggle with 3 boys, no daddies around, and that fire of seeing her put shit together and make shit happen, I can draw from that always in life. Like, I ain't never dealt with nothing hard. You know what I'm saying? If I can't think about back when she was struggling, I ain't going through nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, the inspiration too is coming from a place of, seeing struggle and coming from a place and trying to make that place better. I'm from the Bronx, so I'm always trying to do things to uplift it, whether it's comedy or live music. So I share a very similar inspiration, coming from being a product of a single mother household with no daddies, and I turned out okay. You know what I'm saying? And I know you have kids, Mo, so I know that it's important to drive that home when they're young. I'm a parent now.
Like, I did the best I can. Like, I was a single parent, and my son ended up still getting caught up in the system, still ended up going to prison. So to me, I feel like it's almost like I compare everything to love. You never know.
Yep.
You never know how life is going to affect children.
That's a fact.
Some people look at their mothers and struggle and say, "Dag, I got to do more by any means necessary," and they go out into the street and do any means necessary. And then you have people that's like, "Nah, I saw my mother struggle, and I'm gonna go to school, educate myself, be a good citizen."
Yep.
Everyone gets affected by things differently. My son, unfortunately, he had to go to prison, and he had to learn the hard way, because I was a soft mother. I was a soft mother. I ain't put the belt to his ass like I should have.
That's real.
He didn't get enough beatings from me. My mother beat the daylights out of me. So I had a fear of messing up.
Right.
But the kids nowadays, we don't beat them because we scared diapers is gonna come, and they don't know what it's like to get burned.
Facts.
You
said a whole lot with that right there. The whole, shout out to everybody on the check-in Afterthought podcast. Courtney, what up? Serena, Monet, Chicago in the building. Steph, what up? Tiff is a parent. JP works with the youth, and has younger kids in his family. I think it's important, and Jay and I always talk about this offset. Like, it's important to lead by example as much as you can. Especially because kids is watching, and when you're a parent, it's even magnified times 10. Times 1,000.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a single parent, because that's, as much as they say you shouldn't be your kid's friend, that's really wrong, and it's impossible, because me and my daughter, it's just been me and her. So that is my friend. That's
right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of things that I'm still growing as a person and as a woman, and every phase of her life is I'm learning how to parent again. You know what I mean? Because I don't have multiple children. I only had a toddler once, a teenager once. So I'm learning with her. So I mess up, but what I do is I sit down and I talk to her, and I'm honest with her, so that she can understand where I'm coming from, and that I'm human. Because I don't want to be a hypocrite in her eyes. So I try to just keep it real with my daughter. And
Layla's 15. Layla's 15, Tiff, or 14?
She's 16.
She's 16.
17.
Mama's 16.
You got a big girl.
Yeah. So, we kind of grew up together. I got pregnant with her when I was 25. So it's just been me and her. So I have to keep it really, really honest with her, especially when I mess up and I do things that I'm not proud of, because I have to keep in mind that I am raising a young lady.
Right.
And I can't be so hard on myself when I don't get it right. So I just keep it real with her, so that I don't ever be looked at by her as a hypocrite. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
So yeah,
But,
parenting is hard.
Serena
Especially
said,
when you're single. I always say this shit go by in dog years.
Serena said, Serena is a dope comedian from Chicago. She's on the, she got a radio station you got to check out. But she says, I'm 30 and I feel like I'm just starting to get communication and honesty from my mom.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's deep right there.
That is. You know, to Monique's point earlier, I think there have been so many things amongst people of color within our community,
right,
that have generationally been passed down to us, as far as how we're supposed to act,
right?
Things we eat, even to what you said about financial literacy, etc.
Yeah,
that we have now started to just become conditioned to saying we have to do it this way because that's just what it was, or we were so hurt or bothered, traumatized, frustrated by certain things that we say we're never going to do any of that again.
Yep.
And never really were able to take the time out to try to understand or find some nuance in everything and in why some of the things that life presented to us happen and how they've happened. Yes. So Tiff, I want to salute you just for saying what you said about just being transparent and accountable, because we all are still learning. Like, I can still joke around and say my mother and my grandmother still have their little funny back and forth moments, and my grandmother's about to be 85 next month.
Golden girl.
Like, shout out to grandma, but they
golden
still
girl.
And my mother will still say, I'm still learning things about my mother now.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, still?
When you stop being willing to learn, what else do we have?
Yeah, you might as well just go to sleep forever.
Right. Forever.
Take that Michael Jackson nap.
Word.
Night night.
Shout out to everybody on the check-in. It's the Afterthought podcast. We got Monique Latise, comedian, entrepreneur, businesswoman, the black owner of Monique's Comedy Club in Paterson, New Jersey. Mo, before we plug you and anything else you got coming up, I want to ask you this. I like to end it on a positive, something we could give back. I like to give back. As an entrepreneur myself, we all seen the movie Life. This is my segue to what I'm gonna say. Especially the part when Eddie Murphy goes the boom boom room. When you're imagining your own spot where everybody can come to and chill and laugh, comedians can come in.
Right.
That's my next move too. And I draw a lot of inspiration because there's not that many people that look like me and the skin color like me that have a space that I can go perform at. In New York City, most of them clubs is owned by Italians, whites. No offense to them. They've given me a lot of work and a lot of comedians you and I work with. But what I'm saying is, to somebody that's watching that wants to, aspiring to get their own space, what do you say to them?
Do it.
Yes.
Do it. Believe in it. Brand it. Nurture it. Own it. Pray over it. Treat it like you have to be so engulfed in it. It consumes my life, and you got to save money, have money on the side. You have to have money.
Deposits.
You have to have money because when Corona hits again or anything else hits again, you'll be good. Save for a rainy day. You know what I mean? Money on the side. I'm very free when it comes to giving out tickets and just getting people there, and that's probably the biggest struggle. If you say, well, Monique, what's a big struggle that you have as a new business owner? One of the things I struggle with is everyone has to pay.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they're your friends, they should want to pay. Nobody should want to just come and sit and patronize your business without paying.
Yeah.
So that's challenging for me because I'm so used to just wanting you there that it's hard for me to say, get you a ticket.
No, you're right. Everybody wants something free though. I be killing me.
They want it free from their friends.
It's always,
damn.
You just spend so
friend.
much money on Amazon on bullshit. Can you just buy my shirt?
And it's always
right, Tiff. Can you just buy my fucking shirt?
And it's always somebody that you know.
Always.
You know, the strangers, they pay. But
Yeah.
it's the people that you know that feels like, you know, oh, I know that's Mo. That's, you know, I could just go and slide up in there.
Show up with 19 people. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you
and
doing?
Even comics, I have to say, comics are in my inbox and they're like, you know, I want some stage time. How many people you bringing? How many paying people are you bringing? I used to hate bringer shows. I used to hate, when I first started doing comedy, I hated bringer shows. Didn't understand them. But as a comedy club owner,
now you get it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't call Caroline's and tell Caroline's to put me on, yo, give me some stage time. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Caroline's is gonna say you can come on newbie night or open mic night and you're gonna bring some bringers. And they're gonna get drinks.
Yeah.
So that's probably the toughest thing.
That's dope. I mean, bringers is dope. People don't understand what that means. They like, what's the bringers? Bringers is like you bring yourself and 12 people.
But the thing is, as a comic or any type of entertainer or whatever you're doing for yourself, you are supposed to be promoting yourself. So if you can't bring somebody to come and support you, what's going on? You can't bring 5 people. You can't bring 3 people.
But people, it's not about, that's the thing. It's not about, people just want to, they just want to get on, say I'm on stage. They just want to me, I kind of feel like some comics just want to say, I'm a comedian. I was on stage last night.
And they want to take the selfie. Like
it's a hobby.
But it's levels to this game. It's levels to comedy.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Damn sure is.
Levels to comedy. I can't call Levity Live and say,
yo,
put me up.
Yeah.
They're going to say, who are you? You know, what's your credits? Who's referring you?
Yeah.
And so it's so true.
You know, so.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I appreciate you, Mo. You know, for those that don't know, yes, there's a black-owned comedy owner, and her name is Monique motherfucking Latise.
Thank you. I appreciate
she's from Paterson, New Jersey. What you got coming up? What you working on? What's the future? What you know? What's your plans with the club in the next couple of months as we get our way back?
Okay, so every Friday is comedy. Starts at 8:30. You can 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. You can watch it virtually.
Yes.
Or you can come into the club, because I understand that everyone is not really ready to come out. So virtual tickets are only $10. You can get you some popcorn, some Hennessy.
Damn sure can.
Right. Enjoy the show from your home every Friday. If you want to have an intimate celebration, birthday party, wedding, bachelorette party, anything, you can have it done at Monique's Comedy Club. If you want to, you want comedy on top of that, you can book me. I can bring in other comedians. It doesn't have to be me. Let's see what else I got going on. I'm going to be doing Sisters of Circle. No, Circle of Sisters.
Circle of Sisters? WBLS?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm vending. And I'm really excited about that, because when you believe in what you're doing, you got to be willing to put the money up.
Yep.
You got to invest in yourself.
Scam money don't make no money.
At all.
Talk about it.
At all.
Talk about it.
I'm trying to get awareness outside of my Facebook family. Because sometimes we be thinking the Facebook family is as far as we can go. There's a whole world out there that needs to know about Monique's Comedy Club, that needs to watch me virtually.
Yeah.
And I'm also expanding my mobile platform.
Yes.
So let's say you have a bigger venue and you say, yo, Mo, let's do a comedy show here under the club. I can pick my club up and put on the same show at a venue that you set up.
Yep.
So we also have a mobile platform.
Nice.
So I'm just trying, and COVID did this. COVID did this.
Yep.
I didn't know anything about, oh, I can go, I don't have to be at this location. Let's say I'm not able to reopen because, my business is compromised.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm not able to renew my lease and the business still exists, that, it's still there. I've been booking shows since day one. So that's not going to change. So again, I would say to the person that's interested in starting your own business, check your deposits. Make sure that you've made some deposits into what you're getting ready to do.
That's a fact.
Because
it's a fact.
People are going to make withdrawals from your business.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be left with nothing.
Nothing.
So make sure that you have enough that's going to carry you.
Yep. And I think that's a perfect segue. I appreciate you. The Afterthought podcast family appreciate you. Clap it up for Monique and Latise.
I wanted to say, because you said mobile, so I wanted to say that a long time ago, before Joe asked me and JP to come onto his podcast, and before he even started his podcast, we talked about doing a podcast, a live podcast / comedy show. Right. So maybe that's something that we can bring now to your comedy show.
Yes. And then follow it up with a comedy show. Follow it up with a comedy show.
We sharing the brain, Tim. I was thinking the same thing.
That's the kind of activity and movement I'm looking for. This is not the traditional comedy club. This is to create what you want to create comedy club.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yo, I was thinking the same thing, Tiff. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I just was thinking that.
Follow her on Instagram and all social media. She has two actually, Monique Latise and Monique's Latise Comedy Club. Am I correct? I said it right. Follow her virtual shows. It's about to get cold, so you're gonna need them laughs. If you don't feel like getting out, or if you feel like getting out and you in the city, come through. Tickets is what, $10, $20 right now to get in there? $20.
BOYB.
Bring your own bottle. Come on.
Do you do Saturday shows?
Saturday, I do private events on Saturday. So let's say if you wanted to host something on a Saturday, you can do it. Okay. Because I may be somewhere else getting some money.
Okay. Yeah, right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hello.
You gotta get it.
I'm asking because I'm gonna be in town in a couple of weeks, and I travel from Syracuse, so I won't be there on a Friday night to be at your show on Friday night.
So why don't you
Saturday?
Let's ponder something. Maybe we can put something together. Maybe we can do like a red table.
Ooh.
We can work something out. I mean, the best thing about it is that it's my space, and I could do what I want.
I want to be a part of that. I want to ask some entanglement questions. That's all I want to know.
We can do a red table.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm thinking about the weekend of October 14th. So I'm going to ride down there, and I could bring some of my girlfriends, and we can just do something.
I like it. The
14th is on a Wednesday, so you talking about the 17th?
Yeah, that weekend,
I'm supposed to be in Hawaii.
Oh.
But the way things are going, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go.
Yeah.
So that's up in the air. So let's just touch base.
Yeah.
And, we'll work something out.
All right, cool.
Well, Mo,
yeah.
I don't want to take up your time. Get back to getting that shmoney.
Yes.
Love you. Keep doing keep being a beacon of light. For everybody, for myself and all the comedians from Jersey, everybody that come in town is gonna know that your spot once we get back. So don't even worry about it.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Anytime.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Yes.
You guys have a great harmony together. So great job.
Appreciate it, Mo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Take care.
Later.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Mo, y'all. I appreciate everybody on the Afterthought podcast. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the guest.
I love this.
It was really
Avery starting it off. Avery came out and gave us 30. He gave us 30 points early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like them both. It was cool.
Yeah.
Very, very inspiring.
Yeah.
It's like Lisa Ray last week. Very inspiring.
Yes. I got some good news.
What's up?
Did I tell y'all the good news?
No.
I got to play my song first. So this just in, October 23rd and October 24th, the crew, shout out to my guy K. Smith, Javon Johnson, Brandon Reeves, Gerald Kelly, Mark Gregory, and some surprise guests. We're going to be at that Uptown Comedy Corner. That's right. We taking over Atlanta, y'all. Oh, it's lit. That's the news. That's the news. That's it. That's it. I dropped the mic. I mean,
Don't drop it. Don't drop the mic like the Falcons dropped it this weekend.
Where at in Atlanta? You didn't.
All right, so I'm gonna give it to you like this. So it's the Atlanta Comedy Invasion. It's powered by Smith Gang Comedy. My guy Javon Johnson and myself. Comedy Come Up. And you know, we doing something special. So Uptown Comedy Corner is in Hapeville, Georgia. So that's October 23rd and October 24th. That is a Friday and that is a Saturday. That is 4 shows, not 2 shows. That is 4 shows. So that means you get the early show, the late show each night. Come on out. We taking over Atlanta. So like we did this a couple years ago.
Flight tickets.
I ain't going front. If you get you a ticket right now, you can get a $19 flight on Spirit right now. They're going to take I-95 all the way. Niggas going to take the water. They might take the water to Atlanta.
Yo, you know Spirit was accepting EBT and MetroCard swipes.
Look,
I don't know.
No, all right.
On the plane and I'm good.
Listen, there's tiers. If you fly Spirit, it's like $50 round trip. I just don't trust it. I feel like I got to feed the pilot.
I will book my ticket.
There's no bathroom. I feel like it's a lot of shit on the Spirit.
It's
I feel
okay.
like
I don't use the bathroom on a plane. I'm too lazy.
Nah, get you JetBlue. JetBlue is 110 right now. It went down this morning.
Really?
So,
For round trip?
Yes. Round trip, depending on where you coming from though. I'm coming from New York, obviously New York. You're a little further up. Because I know you up, so it may be, but I mean, in that range, that's still not bad to Atlanta.
That's not bad.
You know?
So I probably can only come for the Saturday show and then
you should.
Sunday because I gotta work.
Yes, bring the squad. I know you know people in Atlanta. JP, we got to get you out there.
You know, my family always hold me down out there. Salute to my whole family out there in the A. I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening.
Yes, so that's what we're doing. This is the Afterthought Podcast. I thank everybody for tuning in. It's been an amazing episode. Shout out to Avery Watson for checking in, the publicist. And just dope entrepreneur, and Miss Monique Latise. And most importantly, I want to thank y'all too. When I say y'all too, Tiff, JP, I appreciate y'all for doing this. We doing this. We and it feels good to be on the air with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, it's very natural, very organic.
Yes. Make sure y'all follow us on social media, the Afterthought Podcast, and catch us on Anchor FM, Google Play, Spotify, Apple Music, and about 25 other streaming platforms. Wherever you guys streaming, just listen to it. This will also be up on YouTube where you can watch it back, run it back, watch the laughs. It is 11 o'clock, and you ain't got to go home. But yeah. I thank y'all for tuning in. If you want to support the show, check us out on Anchor FM and hit the sponsor button. You could donate $1 a month, $4 a month, $5, whatever. You could drop your EBT card if you want to.
I take food stamps. I'm currently accepting food stamps. It's okay. Shrimps, crab legs, whatever the fuck you want to send.
Yeah.
I'll send my address. I'll take my chances.
Yo, tell them where to find you, Tiff.
Okay, it's really _Tiff Tonto on Instagram. Tiff Tonto on Facebook. That's where I'm most present at the time. You can listen to me here on the Afterthought Podcast.
Yes.
On all of the platforms that Joe just mentioned. You can catch me Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m. on the Morning Madness Show at WYWM Radio. So it's airtime.pro. And you can listen, or you can go to your app store.
It was a great bluebird. Jay, how can they find you, baby?
Yo, at JPC, the number 2 KLUB Shout out to the Noops. You know, I just want to say I love what we've been doing. Stay tuned. Every episode you might see me rocking something that's purposeful.
What is that? Yeah, I saw that earlier. What you got on right there?
This is As Told by B Hill. Shout out to my little cousin, my baby bro, Brandon Hill. I mean, super dope photographer. He's been doing a lot of work with some MLS games, WNBA last year.
Heavy.
Pictures. He does
so
athletic.
You know what I need you to do,
shoots.
JP? Every T-shirt or everything that you rock, you need to take a picture so that Joe can post it on the page.
We will.
We can definitely do that and show love. Yeah. Especially on the Facebook. Word.
It's gonna be a what I'm wearing. And I'm gonna be supporting my different friends, local Black businesses, neighborhood restaurants.
We should definitely shout them out each show. I'm gonna bring some. I'm gonna do my research during the week, and I'm gonna bring about 2 or 3 that I really think should get some light, and definitely we should go support. So I like that idea. Definitely.
Salute to the fan. And again, rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. I'm sorry that you didn't get the justice you deserve. Prayers to her and her family right now. People, go vote. Hold your politicians accountable. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
There it is. Y'all be great. Y'all be well. Wash your hands. Hug your people. Check on your people. We out of here. This is the Afterthought Podcast. It's your man Joe Hill, JP, Tiff. We'll see y'all next Wednesday with a couple new guests. Stay tuned. See y'all later.
Peace. Right, later.